It is rhubarb season and we couldn't be more excited to make our first sweet tart of the year with some rhubarb from our local farmers market. If you have never tried rhubarb, it is pretty sour and when used in dessert, it tastes very much like citrus. So if you love lemon and lime desserts as much as we do, rhubarb is definitely for you. Between the buttery crust, the creamy texture, and the beautiful color of the rhubarb, this tart will definitely be the perfect ending to a summer outdoor meal. Baking eliminates the natural bitterness of the rhubarb, but maintains its nice tartness and gives it this soft texture that goes perfectly with the creamy filling. First, we are going to make our pâte brisée crust for the tart. Let's get started! For our pâte brisée, we will need all-purpose flour, butter, salt and water. For the filling of the tart, we will need almond flour, sugar, butter, an egg, and of course rhubarb. I recommend using a tart mold with a removable bottom, like this one, so that you can lift the tart out. First, I'm going to make the pâte brisée. In a large bowl, I mix together the flour and the salt. Then I'm adding my room temperature butter, which I already cut in small cubes. I'm going to incorporate the butter to the flour using my fingertips. Make sure to break down as much as possible the butter chunks. After a few minutes, you will get that semolina-like texture. And here we go. Perfect. Now it is time to incorporate our room temperature water. We are going to mix by hand until obtaining a ball of dough. Before finally rolling into a bowl, I knead the dough a few times until smooth. Do not overwork or it will be tough when baked. I'm going to let the dough rest in the fridge for an hour. The cold temperature will help the dough lose its elasticity, which will make it easier to work with after. Now let's roll out the dough. Remember to let it come back to room temperature. Flour your work surface before working with the dough. Before using the rolling pin, I like to flatten the ball with my hands. This also helps making sure that the dough is at room temperature. Make sure that the dough fits your mold. To ensure that the crust won't stick after baking, I butter my tart mold. Place your pâte brisée on top of the tart pan. Gently press the dough all around to make sure that it's reaching all sides and corners. Then use your rolling pin to press on the edges to cut the dough that sticks out. Using a fork, poke the crust. This will allow the steam to escape so that the crust doesn't puff up in the oven. Then place the crust in the freezer for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, bring the crust back on the counter, add the pie weights, and blind bake for 15 minutes. In the meantime, in a large bowl, mix almond flour, butter, sugar, and egg until smooth using a spatula. Make sure that the butter is at room temperature. Once smooth, we can set it aside in the fridge. After 15 minutes of blind baking, remove the weights and blind bake for another 5 minutes. Now let's work with our rhubarb stalks. First, wash them, then cut in the shape that you need for your desired design. For our design, we decided to cut them in half lengthwise, then to cut them in pieces of about 3 centimeters. The crust is out of the oven and will cool down for about 15 minutes. Once it has cooled down, spread the almond filling evenly inside the tart crust. Now the fun starts. Place the rhubarb pieces on the filling based on your desired design. Here I'm going to fill the center first, and then I will cut piece by piece to fill the edges. Once ready, bake for 30 minutes at 175 degrees Celsius, 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Et voilà, here's our beautiful rhubarb tart. Let the tart cool down to room temperature before serving. This will allow the almond filling to set. Optional, before serving, sprinkle some powdered sugar on top. Let's taste. Bon appétit. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and visit our website for more Vietnamese and French recipes.